Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Celebrity Big Brother episodes 8 and 9. What is going on, Sarah?
Y'all, we're basically going to work through some depression, some
Truly.
frustration
We're
together.
working it all out, you guys.
We're here for you. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you like what you see, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/nerdtainment.
And
We would love that.
I hope you like what you see.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Welcome, you guys.
Okay.
Welcome. Give me 1 second.
Listen, we're gonna
just make
do some
sure
things.
that something's not syncing. Great.
Yep.
And
then that thing.
I didn't check it beforehand, but now I checked it.
Good.
We are good. We won't have any fuzzy moments. David's back in the house, healthy and ready to talk about the nightmare that is Celebrity Big Brother.
It really is like watching these two episodes specifically. It like draws that line between Big Brother and Celebrity Big Brother. They are different games. So we're gonna work through what this version of Celebrity Big Brother is.
Celebrities play it differently. They don't always play the actual game.
They don't know how.
And they also have to take in account their outside relationships.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
They're going to have to see these people and work with them potentially when the show is over.
Yep.
So these are things they have to consider.
Oh my God. Happy Valentine's, you guys.
Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
David, will you be my Valentine?
Of course. I love to.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you for being our Valentine here with us as well. This has been,
Dot. Exactly. Well said.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Starting with last night's episode. Now, on Friday night, we were watching the HOH Live. Chantel and I saw that Carson won HOH Live, but here we get to see and hear, a little bit more with the edited show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we come into it, everybody's still up at the top of Sunday's episode. And I was not particularly surprised to see Lamar drop first, but it's really, I think, more about his height, frankly. Like, we all know from watching so many wall comps over the years that, like, if you have a lower center of gravity, it's better. Like, short, fit people tend to win this over, like, someone who's a giant, like Lamar.
Right.
So he does fall first, but it's also just kind of plays into his narrative all season. Like,
he's such an athlete, like, iconically.
Yeah.
And he can't do Big Brother comps.
He can't. No, he can't win a physical comp.
Yeah. Well, so he's going to drop, and then Cynthia is going to be down. Like, we didn't think she was going to be long for this. I mean, hello, did we say we're on the wall?
Yeah.
Hello, wall.
Wall.
Love it.
Yeah.
But then they threw hair at them, and that was disgusting.
That was gross.
Right?
Yeah. And then, like, Shane is getting hit in the groin with, like, the makeup bombs and stuff. I was like, whoa, okay.
It really hit her in the nanny. I've never called it a nanny. Never heard it called a nanny. She said it hit her in the nanny, and then we saw, like, the outline of the
boom.
Was in her nanny.
No, you can see where it made contact and where it kind of exploded from there, right? Like, it really...
It's a shape right there.
Nailed her.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
But then Todd's going to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that was kind of early. Well, Todd hung on longer than I thought.
Sure. But it was like Shane is dropping at 55 minutes. I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a long time for celebrities to be hanging on to the wall comp. Like, people are playing, right?
Yes. I thought this would be 15 minutes.
Tops, that they, like, the second they start to get a little, it's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to drop. But they are playing to win this. So the fact that Shayna lasted an hour was really cool to see.
Yes.
And then it's down to, Todrick and Carson.
Whoa, let's just stop right here. It's down to Carson. And Todrick.
Carson.
I thought it was going to be down to Todrick and Shayna. Those are the two.
Yeah.
You tell me endurance, I'm thinking, all right, Todrick, Shayna.
Yeah.
At like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm shocked that Todrick lost this to Carson. And it seems like, Todrick eventually, does the work to make the deal and whatever. And he's like asking for safety, no nomination, no backdoor.
Yes.
And that's basically the only part of this episode that like ended up staying based on, what deals they're making and what plans they're making. Carson does honor this deal. But he makes the deal and then drops, and I just was sort of like shocked that Todrick lost this to Carson.
It's surprising that Carson hung so long.
Yeah.
But Todrick has a booty. And when you're on the wall, a booty does get in your way.
Sticks you out a little bit. Yeah, okay.
So I think he legitimately was struggling.
Okay.
But if he makes a deal with Carson, he doesn't need to win HOH. He's in a pretty decent spot. And if he knows Carson's not going to put him up, does he want to lose Misha? No, but he'll figure that out later.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even think at this point Todrick knew how good of a spot he was in. Because I think little does he know at this point that, like, even the people he has betrayed still want to work with him. So, yeah, he makes a deal and drops and doesn't really need to win safety. He can just kind of guarantee his safety.
Let me go back to that moment and relish in this, because at that time, I mean, you can see it. Chantal and I screamed and we were so excited. Carson won.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to sleep that night going, Shayna, save. Carson, save. Let's go.
It's all good. It's coming off. Let's not forget this eviction where Misha had put Carson and Cynthia on the block and Shayna used the veto to save Carson and Chris Kirkpatrick goes home, right? Like, this is what has just transpired leading into Carson winning HOH.
So I was living large.
Yeah.
Till Saturday and it all went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to the show.
Right.
Things are going to change, he says, Carson, in this diary room.
Yes.
I'm the new sheriff in town. Things are going to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even Todrick and Misha are talking together, and Misha's like, I know I'm going up. Todrick's like, yeah, I know you're going up. We see Cynthia, Carson, and Shayna celebrating all together in the bedroom, feeling good. Yes.
They haven't said that on the TV show, but that is a actual alliance with an actual name called the Twisters. Shayna, Cynthia, Carson. Okay. Alexandra, hi. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Oh my gosh.
Little Stockholm syndrome.
Great question. Yeah. He just
I don't know.
I can't explain it.
Yeah,
really.
It's unexplainable.
It's a great question, but I don't think there's an answer to it.
Nope, there's not. It's very confusing. So the Twisters are like, hey, targeting Misha and Todd.
Yes. That's where Carson's head is at.
Can't put Todrick up. And you know what? I'm okay with Carson not putting Todrick up. Doesn't have to be the Misha Todrick world.
Yeah.
Still want to get Misha out at this point.
That's right.
Todd came for Cynthia.
Todd's a good pawn kind of a thing, you know.
Don't really, So, loving it. This is fine. This is fine.
It's all good. And then, you know, we get this emotional moment out in the kitchen with Todrick and Misha. He's frustrated. He hasn't won anything. And she's like, I would not change a thing. I would still work with you. And he's crying. He's like, oh, my God, thank you for loving me. Right. And it's all because they know that Misha's going to go home this week, right? That's why this is all happening.
He's like, I wish I could have won something for you. I didn't buy this one bit.
Yeah.
This was an act.
Jury management, perhaps.
No, because he doesn't know the definition of that. But he was like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't win. Oh, are you going to go home because I didn't win? It felt like that to me.
And there was also like an element of like, I'm sorry I couldn't make a deal for you too, but I just had to like focus on myself. I was falling down.
Yeah, obviously you're not going to make a deal for her. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Okay.
And
but she'll have it no other way. So
she's so happy that she's working with him. Now let's also remember, it's just so, as I was like reading back through my notes of this episode, I was like, things changed so quickly because Misha's literally not going up to Carson's room to see his HOH. She's so pouty about the fact that she's now going to get targeted when she's the one who put all these pieces in place, right? Like she's the one who put Carson on the block and was targeting him all along. So like, yeah, you're sort of getting what's coming to you at this point, but she will not go up and pretend to celebrate his HOH room. She will stay down and play cards with her sunglasses on in her bedroom.
I mean, Carson handled it cutely in the DR, as a Carson will.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, back to your original point of like, it's so different when celebrities play. Like, what she just doesn't get, that this is what you do. It's television.
Yeah.
You go up to the HOH room because it's a segment on the TV show.
Exactly.
You don't do it
You're doing a job.
Yeah. It's your job and you are being paid for it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, thanks.
Right.
After she's been HOH twice. What?
Yeah.
Oh, God. We did get a slight moment of Lamar still figuring out the game.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it. We've been there.
We all know he has no idea what's happening.
Okay. Carson to Todrick. Just giving you a heads up. Gonna put up Misha and Todd.
Yep. And when that happens,
you know what? If you were to win veto, don't take any more off.
Keep the noms the same. Keep the noms the same.
You know what?
Carson
this
says
group,
to Todrick.
because the three of them are in the room. This group, come back in.
Yep.
Come back into the fold.
We want to work with you still.
This is the group right here.
You're safe with us. Come back. Come back and work with us, right? And
but in Todrick's head,
he says no.
No, he's like, I don't like it.
I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about you being my allies.
I really like that girl over there. So let me figure something out.
I'm going to figure something out. So he goes and tells Misha about this situation, right? Like he's like, oh, they offered me this Final Four deal with Carson, Cynthia, and Shayna, yada, yada, yada.
He's like, but I don't want it.
And so then Todrick's in the bathroom with Cynthia.
Well, yep. He's like, we gotta come up with a plan. He's like, let's focus in on Shayna. That's the plan. That's where we come from right here. Before we get into it, Caroline, thank you so much.
Caroline, thank you. I agree. So frustrating.
Yeah. Yep.
We yelled many times.
We did. Right here.
Yeah.
Yelling, screaming.
Truly.
Hiding our faces. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So yeah, he gets Cynthia in the bathroom.
And he's like, listen. Listen to me, Cynthia. Shayna's playing both sides. She is being dishonest with you.
What?
She's playing with us. And Cynthia's like, how could this possibly be true? What? Oh, I am scandalized, right? We pull Misha in. Let's pull in the woman that put Carson and Cynthia on the block in the most recent eviction. Let's pull her in to confirm that Shayna's playing both sides. And as soon as it's the two of them together, Todrick and Misha, well, that, folks, is undeniable.
Oh, absolutely.
If they both say it, it must be true.
Must be.
Yep, they're convinced.
I don't understand this world, this logic. Okay, so let's back it up here. Todrick is telling us that he's going to paint a narrative. And that's exactly what he did. Let me make it look like Shayna's a snake.
Yeah.
He said, am I exaggerating? Sure.
But
he's like, she was coming for Carson.
Oh, yeah. She told Misha to put Carson up. That's what he claims.
Yes. Okay. Let me just back up for a second here because this was my Saturday. Remember, I went to sleep happy and I woke up and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Todrick, this is silly. What are you even trying right now? Who would buy what you're selling when she just saved Carson literally, and then with Chris saved both Carson and Cynthia? Like, to me, I'm chuckling because this is so far-fetched.
Ludicrous. How could they possibly buy into this?
How? And then I'm sensing a tone from Cynthia, and I'm like, she's just acting, right?
Right.
Carson comes in, and I'm like, he's just acting.
That's just right. You just got to play along.
Right. You're playing along with the villains.
Then Shayna comes in, and it gets real awkward. Carson tries to grab a straightener and flat iron his bangs while Shayna's in the bathroom, and Shayna's like, okay, let me give you guys privacy to finish your conversation. So I think probably then Shayna was like, something's up. And then immediately Cynthia won't even speak to Shayna. I'm only talking to Carson. So then Shayna is like, Carson, Jim, now what is happening? Why will Cynthia not talk to me? And he's like, you know what? This is what's kind of happening. Let's go talk to Cynthia. So then he manages to get them all in a room together in the HOH room to kind of talk this out. And
this is when, again, on Saturday, I was like, why is Cynthia being really like, she's like coming at Shayna.
Yeah.
She's like heated.
Yeah.
When I thought, great. Oh, Carson, talk to Shayna. Talk it out. Haha, you're too smart for these two.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
wait, what?
Again, like, celebrity is different, you guys. Cynthia is more mad that Shayna potentially lied to her or didn't give her all the information than the fact that Misha is the one that put Carson and Cynthia on the block next to each other. Shayna didn't do that. Shayna saved Carson.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
It did. It just doesn't. It logically still to this moment makes
I can't justify
no
it.
sense.
I can only recount what happened.
It's
what I mean?
Befuddling.
Yeah.
It's so mind-bending.
And Cynthia is focused in on this lie, right? That Todrick said that Shayna told Misha to put Carson on the block. That's not true.
That is the lie here.
So Cynthia's focused in on that. And ultimately Cynthia's like, you got to tell Todrick and Misha to their face that they're lying about this. Like, I just can't. In order for me to believe you, we got to all get together. Let's go down to the kitchen right now. And I want to see you call Todrick and Misha out to their face. So Shayna's like, okay, great, let's go. And so she does. She's like, I never said that. Well,
I mean, she's emotional at this point. She's like, I was glad that she didn't really sit and have a house meeting, because I was like, Shayna, you will not win a house meeting.
No.
All of these people against you, this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
You know, Misha's just like throwing out, did you not have a Final Four with us? Were you not working with us? You know, saying the things that honestly, yes, Shayna did come over and work with you guys.
Yeah.
But she brought all of that back over.
Yes.
And literally saved your target against your wishes and pissed you off. So how is that Shayna working with Misha? How?
Right.
How is that?
Right. But Shayna just can't. She's just in an impossible situation.
Her head is exploding like
where she cannot believe what's happening, to the point where she's like, I can't even argue with you crazy people. There is no reasoning with crazy.
Right.
So she's just like, Carson, do what you got to do. If you have to put me up, put me up. I can't engage in this because it's a losing battle.
Yes, exactly. It was so difficult to watch again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened. So let's get to the noms here. Because, I mean, for a second, Carson was about to push Shayna up, but luckily he went to the diary room. He came out. Somebody said something in the diary room, and he came out. And he was like, "I've had a moment of clarity. I'm going to go back to my original noms." And so here we are, nomination ceremony.
Well, I almost wish he would have pushed Shayna up, because then she could have played the veto.
Yeah, for sure. Ugh. But he puts up Misha and Todd, his original noms, and that wraps up Sunday's episode, moves us into the nightmare that is Monday's episode.
Nightmare that is the episode. And it starts with Misha and Todrick just out in the open, laughing, having the best time. Can you believe we pulled this off? We have put a backdoor Shayna plan into place.
Yes. Celebrate your amazingness. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You guys just killing it left and right.
Yep.
Honestly, David gives him more credit than me, but
yeah. Listen, we had a conversation where I was like, Sarah, I'm not saying that I'm a fan, right? But I'm just saying he made this move.
He did.
He convinced them.
I want to say Cynthia and Carson are gullible, though.
Yes.
Like, I can't imagine this being a good move, but he did do it. So
he did pull it off.
I guess we have to give him credit for that.
Right.
Thank you for the super sticker.
Oh, thank you, the CAC 16. Thank you so much.
Gives me a moment to breathe.
Yes.
And just say thank you before I get back to this nightmare.
Yeah. And then Cynthia's in with Shayna, right? In the bedroom.
Yeah.
And
she's still trying to fix things with Cynthia. She's like, girl.
God bless her.
Come on.
She's like, Cynthia, please see that this doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
And Cynthia's like, I can't trust you. You've never been on the block. And Shayna's like, what are you talking about?
Those people are targeting Carson.
Shayna's like, let me break this down for you in the simplest way I know how. Misha put y'all on the block, and I took Carson down.
I did that.
I'm not the threat.
I am not. What? What? Like, but again, you're talking to like a wall or something. Like, Cynthia's arguments, her points are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating that she cannot hear what Shayna is saying.
Yeah.
Because
she's just like,
Shayna is saying facts and logic. Like,
Shayna's like, yes, I was playing both sides, but I was doing it for us.
Right.
And I won the veto and I saved Carson.
Oh God, like
Carson would have gone home. Yes. And I saved him.
Chris Case, Chris Kirkpatrick, he is out of the game because he's so wanting to go against Misha.
Yeah.
What?
It's shocking.
Shocking.
So then we get this private moment with Cynthia and Carson where the insanity continues. And Cynthia's like, Carson, Shayna has been entirely self-serving in this game.
It's all about her. Everything's about her. Even she had the audacity to say, even if it benefited us, it was all about her.
It was all about her.
What?
Even though we're both here because of her, but it was really for her.
But it's for her. And so for some reason, that's a thing.
And then?
Say
it, Sarah. I can't even say this part.
And then Cynthia, again, had the audacity to say, I can't imagine those two people, parentheses, who have been targeting us, would make up lies just for the game.
To win a game? That is absurd.
Can't imagine, she said.
Meanwhile, we get a conversation with Misha and Todrick where Misha is planning how to target Carson
again.
If Shayna gets evicted.
She's like, cool, let's get Carson to do our dirty work this week. But then I still am coming for Carson.
What is happening?
Todrick's all like, maybe we do like a final four. She's like, I don't know about that because I'm coming for Carson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Carson and Misha are going to connect. And it's
getting worse.
Yeah. Carson's big idea is to just be like, hey, Misha. Cool. We'll backdoor Shayna on it. Let's do it.
But if we do.
But hey, would you keep us safe?
And then one more eviction. Would you
and Cynthia.
Leave Cynthia and I alone for one more eviction. This is the HOH.
The HOH.
Coming to someone on the block to make a deal.
When has that happened?
Rather than the opposite.
David was like, how is the HOH making a deal with someone, a nominee?
A nominee who previously nominated him.
The nominees are supposed to make deals with the HOH. They're the ones in power.
Well, Carson considers it a win because Misha's like, sure. What?
Okay.
How is this happening? Yes. Fine. Right? Which I have no belief that she will actually honor that deal.
No.
Nor should she.
No.
Yes. So Carson's like, oh my God, she said yeah. He goes straight to Cynthia and he's like, Cynthia, you will not believe. I just made a deal to guarantee us safety. We are going to the final four. And I just thought, I can't believe that Misha agreed to it. I thought for sure she'd be like, well, I can save one of you, but not both. But she said she'd save both of us. And Cynthia's like, you are my ride or die.
They have a full-on final four celebration. And then Cynthia said something like, we're winning. And I was like, honey.
I know.
No.
You are going to be on the block next week.
No.
At least I hope so.
Oh my God.
I have just
100%.
given up on them.
This. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
So there was a time on the feeds, I don't think I made the edit, where Carson was like, I hope that they're showing all of this so that I don't look like a fool. And I was
you
like,
poor thing.
Oh.
They are in fact showing all of it.
And we're seeing that you
yes. So then really just
like
like the knife in our hearts tonight is coming back and seeing the veto. And Shayna is the one person who has not been picked to play. This is the cruelest random draw that has ever been drawn.
Okay. When you guys come to me and you say, it's rigged. Big Brother is saving this. Big Brother did it so rigged. It's not rigged, you guys. We just saw how this show is not rigged.
Yeah.
Shayna just sadly off by herself.
And she had to know in that moment, right? Like she knows.
She knows.
No matter how this plays out at this point, I'm a goner.
Yeah. This is it. We were just hoping that she could win a veto, and she did not even get to play. Oh my God, I was crushed. I was devastated.
Well, and then you said our one hope is maybe Lamar, right?
Well, yeah.
And then it's a puzzle.
The backup hope was Lamar, which is barely a hope.
Barely a hope.
And then you see it's a puzzle.
Sarah goes, Lamar's not going to win a puzzle.
He can't win a puzzle.
And he didn't.
He did not.
No, he's literally walking during the competition. Like there's just, yeah.
Wasn't going to happen. But
Todrick,
you know who did win it?
Yeah.
Todrick.
Yeah.
So then, salt in the wounds, because of course he's taking
Misha off.
Of course, Misha. Sure.
That's what we're all thinking. Like, oh, wow, here he's going to go.
You got to take your number one off.
Yeah.
You can't blame anyone for not, for taking their number one off. So even if we didn't have this whole nightmare of a situation, if Todrick wins veto, sure, you take Misha off.
Of course.
And you're in a tough spot now because your two people are safe.
Yep.
But nope, we had a nightmare. So we're here. We are.
Todrick gets up and gives a weird speech about karma, makes a weird comment about like, oh, karma, sweet, sweet karma, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I'm going to veto the person who really needs it, Todd.
Okay, he said something about not talking to him for 24 hours. And I assumed Todd hadn't been talking to him for 24 hours. And like this was his way of being like, how dare you not talk to me for 24 hours? I'm gonna save you. Be with me. What was your read on this?
I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know if it's like to throw off how close he is with Misha to like a Carson and a Cynthia, or to just mend some kind of fence with Todd and just, maintain close relationships with everyone in the house now that like potentially Shane is going to go home. Or if it's just like him wanting to like make some big move. But to me, I'm looking at it as like, this is the ultimate arrogant move.
Pure
to not
arrogance.
Remove Misha. And it's sort of similar to like what Chris Kirkpatrick did last week. Like Chris Kirkpatrick took a huge risk asking to change the noms, knowing that he could potentially go up as a renom, right?
Right.
He took that risk. He felt like too comfortable in being able to pull something so ridiculous off, and he paid for it. But Cynthia and Carson are not smart enough to make Todrick pay for this move.
Right. The difference between
the damage has been done.
This move and Chris Kirkpatrick's move is that Chris Kirkpatrick realized I could literally go home for doing this move.
Yeah.
Todrick feels so invincible with Misha right now.
Yeah.
That he doesn't even care about who he takes off. He can leave Misha, the biggest threat in the house, on the block, knowing that no one's going to vote her out. Because
the plan is like rock solid at this point. There's no convincing. Because when we went to break, right before this veto even happened, and we saw that Todrick won the veto, I was kind of saying to Sarah, I was like, okay, Shane has got to try something, right? Like, I don't want to see her just like totally get up. There's like moments to strategize, but like, who's she going to go after? So I'm thinking Todrick is futile. Like, don't try to convince him not to use the veto. It's getting used.
Right.
But you go to a Lamar, you know, she's got to assume that Misha's coming down. So you go to a Lamar and you go to a Cynthia and Carson and you make one last pitch where it's like, look at what's about to happen. Todrick is about to pull Misha down. They are ride or dies. They are not on your side. Don't forget, Misha put you up. You were the target, Carson. It's not because of me. It's because of them. Please come to your senses. And Lamar, please join them. And like Cynthia and Lamar, you've got to vote to keep me. And then Carson, you have to break the tie. Like, that's the only thing that I could see worthy of any kind of campaign. But Sarah was very wisely like, there's no point.
I mean, she's already been doing that for 2.5 days, right? This started on Saturday, and she's been talking to a wall of people who just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, sure, she could have gone, especially after he pulled down Todd and Misha's still sitting up there. She could have been like, you guys are literally going to leave this woman who's going to win every other HOH for the next.
Block.
Yeah, like you guys are going to do that.
Her?
But they've already got it in their heads that Shayna is some sort of like evil
mastermind
person.
Yeah.
Which is, again, bonkers.
Yeah. She saved you.
But here we are. So Todd comes down. Obviously, Shayna's going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Misha's going to call Shayna shady. She's going to say it's better to work with the devil that you know than you don't, which is something Carson actually said on Saturday. And it seems like everyone has said it since because Todrick said it in the DR at some point.
I would rather leave a person in the house that I know is coming after me
than the person who saved me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shayna just does shout outs to a boyfriend who broke up with her, but she doesn't know about
poor
it.
Thing. Oh my God. She's like, it's Valentine's Day. I'll get evicted and go see my boyfriend.
Oh boy.
It's all bad.
It's bad. It's all bad. And then we get, okay, let's talk about the votes. First off, let me say. First off, before I'm gonna let you handle Lamar, Todrick had the audacity. This is my favorite word tonight.
Yeah.
Todrick said that he's going to vote for the person that he's had her back 100%, and he tried to save her, and he's going to vote Shayna out. I'm sorry.
Thrilled to vote Shayna out.
He's thrilled the person he's had her back.
What are you talking about?
What are you even talking
What are you talking about?
He's one of those people who believes his own lies.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets into it, he just then speaks it like it's true. Then I'm like, but it's not.
Yeah.
Even if you say it. Okay, then we had one of the most iconic votes in Big Brother history. When Lamar was clearly torn
and tearing his own fingers apart. He walks into the diary room chewing on his finger, which is gross enough as it is, right? Like, take your finger out of your mouth. You see him literally bite a piece of his thumb off, okay?
And he's like
he reaches into his mouth and pulls it out and flicks it, right? Disgusting. I think he pulls a napkin out or a tissue out and puts it in the tissue. Then puts another finger in his mouth, takes another bite, pulls that out of his mouth, does this in complete silence. Okay. We're sitting here waiting for a word, a noise to come out of him, to the point where Julie's like, can you hear me, Lamar? And he's like, yep, loud and clear. And she's like, you do know we're live, right? And he's like, yes, I am aware that we're live. And she's like, and you know we need to get this vote and move on. And he's like, yeah.
Okay.
Just sitting there.
Oh, wow. Oh. I mean, I think I appreciate that he was so torn. Like, he, of all people, is the one person who's willing to vote Misha out.
Yeah.
He's so torn, he's gnawing his fingers off.
Yeah.
Like, he's stressed about it.
Yeah.
But just one realization that you're on live television. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Well, and it's all colored for me by the fact that earlier this season, he thought his diary room sessions were literally diaries that were locked away with a key and never going to see the light of day. And someone had to educate him that those go on the show. So what?
I mean, we know Lamar's learning as he goes.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, wow.
It was truly, it was one of those things that at first I was like, oh my God, what is happening? He's such an idiot. He doesn't understand. How does he not get it yet? And then it just went on so long that I was this is, put it in the history books.
This is beautiful.
This is amazing.
This is amazing. I don't think he's an idiot. I think he genuinely just doesn't care.
No.
He's like, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Yeah.
And if I'm sitting here thinking about it,
I'm going to think.
Who are you to ask me what my vote is right now?
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet.
I haven't decided. And I need to eat a little bit of my finger before I can figure it out.
He's taking the time.
It's so gross.
Taking the time.
Literally.
Over there. Let me clean off the couch for a second. Let me put it off the seat.
So crazy.
I love it.
But he votes Shayna. It's unanimous Shayna.
It is. He's probably what's my one vote for Misha gonna do?
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Thank you, Lamar.
Yeah.
So unanimously voting for Shayna. She's not surprised in the least.
Oh, and she gets up and Sarah was like, don't you hug anybody, girl. Don't you do it. And she hugs Lamar and Todd and scoots on out of that house. And I was like, yes. Thank you for not hugging any of those people.
They don't deserve your hugs.
They do not. They have not been kind to you for the past however many days.
Then she was like, Todrick, you ain't getting no vote.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to convince the jury not to vote for you. And the door slams, right?
And he was like, I don't care. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, right. And I did when she finally got out there and, Julie was like, what was that about? She was like, listen, I don't have any power over these other jurors, but I was just getting in one last job before I went. I was like, yeah, I respect that.
Exactly. I wanted her speech to just rip everyone apart.
I know. I was hoping she'd blow something up. But I don't know what there is to blow up really because they're all delusional. Said it, yeah.
But she could have at least said it on TV too. But at least she got a jab in.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost was like, I don't want Todrick to think that Shayna did it. Todrick was already not getting anyone's vote. Like, he did that week 1.
Yeah.
So I honestly was like, ooh, I didn't love that specific wording because I don't want him to forever say that Shayna's the one that did it.
Yeah.
He had already done it to himself. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But she had a great interview with Julie because she said everything we've already said.
She literally was like, Julie, no one in there knows how to play this game.
They don't know where they are.
It's infuriating. Yeah. I am a super fan. And I understand that playing Big Brother is playing both sides of the house and getting information from people and feeding it to the people that you actually trust and want to work with. Like, that's how this game is played. But she's kind of wrong because that's not how you play Celebrity Big Brother. Celebrity Big Brother is about honesty, like full transparency, no lies. You know, it's just like,
it's about the jobs you're going to get after this and who you're going to have to work with. Yep. Unfortunately, that is what's happening. Yeah. And she, you know, got dealt to people who just believed the most ridiculous lie that I don't think should have worked. Yeah. But it did work on them. And her and Chris Kirkpatrick just went out for like no reason.
No reason. I know, it's crazy. There were no goodbye messages, I'm sure, because Lamar literally ate up all that time, right, for goodbye messages. So we didn't get to see.
Oh, literally. Thank you.
Yeah. So we didn't get to see any like shady messages. Do you think she'll get those in private?
Yes. And I don't want to see it. I don't want any shady. Like, this whole Shayna's such an evil queen is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Like, she didn't do half the shady stuff you are making her out to do. Yes. She did tell some people what they needed to hear, but she ran it all back to the people she was loyal to. Right. So I don't got time for that stuff.
I don't either. And like that's the reason we loved her, is because it's exciting to see a celebrity get it and like understand how Big Brother works and like be willing to kind of go there and like play that shady game a little bit, because like, you know, for a couple of seasons, it's basically just been like the people that everybody liked the most won. Right. So it's like fun to see someone get in there
and actually play
and actually lie and manipulate. And, you know,
last week when her and Chris Kirkpatrick were doing their thing, was it the smartest play in the world? No. Shayna lost a number. Yeah. But I loved that they tried, because how many seasons have we just watched everyone do what the HOH wants? Yeah. And for once, she stood up and did not do what the HOH want. Yeah. Which would have been, I mean, it was amazing, but like any other season, that should have been respected. And it was not this season. So
poor Shayna. It's just gotta be. I mean, I just cannot imagine like how infuriating it must have been for her to sit in that house and watch this happen to her. Right. Where she's like, wait, I'm saying the things that should matter. Like, I'm telling them I saved Carson. I didn't put him on the block. I saved him with the veto. What are you talking about? Right. And to have people then turn around and be like, that's why we're getting you out of this house, is crazy. That's got to mess with your head a little bit.
It does. But I mean, luckily she doesn't have to sit in a jury house. Yeah. She can go home. I mean, unfortunately her boyfriend ran over there. Yeah. But she can go home and talk to Chris Kirkpatrick. She can even talk to Teddy. Yeah. And like, they can say, oh, whoa, no, you know, so she at least has that in her corner. Yeah.
I just wish, like, I mean, it does seem like we're probably headed for a Misha Todrick final too, right? Things can still happen, whatever. But like, I almost wish that we could like end up with a Carson or a Cynthia in one of those final chairs, if not both. So you could have people like Shayna and Chris and Teddy on the jury asking those questions like, do y'all think you really played a good game? Explain these moves.
Well, Carson's going to be like, look. Yeah. I've got some things. Some shows to work on after this, and Todrick might be at those shows. So I don't know what to say, but yes, Misha and Todrick are obviously going to be the final two. My only hope is that Lamar can win a comp at some point, because honestly, like we saw him chewing his fingers apart, he does actually see the social dynamics of the house. Yeah, he does want to get Misha and Todrick out. He was coming over to Shayna's side and Carson's side, like he sees it. Yeah. He obviously just cannot get the rules and the game part of it. Yeah. But I say snatch that rainbow, Lamar.
Well, I would love to root for Lamar too, because like, I'm still not, you know, I wasn't on the Misha Todrick side of the house. Like, I was on the Carson and Cynthia side. Yeah. But now I have given up on Carson and Cynthia after this. Like, this is
100%.
embarrassing. I can't root for this.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not what I watch Big Brother for.
No.
So now I'm kind of left with like, I also don't want to root for Todd just because like, what has he done? But Lamar, I'm like, you at least are wild television. So I mean, I would like to root for that.
Yes.
More of that.
Look, it's great that we have Carson in the house for entertainment. Mm-hmm. Like, he is our DR gold for sure. Great. Yeah. And if he sits in final 2, that's fine. Does he deserve to win it? No. Lamar, I don't know how he wins it because he can't answer those final questions. Like, I just don't see.
If the final question was, what is the title of this show? I don't think he could answer it.
He'd be like, is Chloe here?
Right.
The Chloe and Lamar get together show? Like, anything like that? No. It's got to be Todrick and Misha. I don't see any way around it. Yeah. And then I say Misha wins. Like, nobody's voting for Todrick.
Yeah. I do, though. I would like to point out Linda O's comment here, right? Todrick will cut Misha. I do think that is a decent theory. I could see him kind of realizing, like, I'm going to lose to her. And so then maybe he wants to sit next to a Lamar in the end, you know, because
I would like to see that. If he will bring Lamar because he thinks that he can beat Lamar, that'd be great, because he can't beat Lamar. That's true. I mean, I don't know who Todrick wants to sit next to, because he's made weird comments like, I don't want to sit next to a Black woman. Mm-hmm. He just like has odd beliefs that have nothing to do with anything. Mm-hmm. So even though sitting next to Cynthia is like what I would do. Yeah. Cynthia ain't winning this game. Yeah. So I would take Cynthia. But
except that, like, you just never know, because does Cynthia have enemies on the jury? Again, if it comes down to like being liked, I think Cynthia has an edge over Todrick, you know?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
And honestly, I have very little care.
Truly. Shayna was like such a fun person to root for.
Yes.
And to see her get done so dirty. Like, again, like, I kind of have
like
to.
Stupidly dirty. Not even like dirty. Good game dirty.
No. Like, it's not an actual good move.
Not really, not on paper.
But like, Todrick pulled it off. So like, I just have to respect the fact that they went for it and they got in there and they somehow convinced Cynthia and Carson. But it really is more about Cynthia and Carson being dopes than it is about like Todrick and Misha being like master manipulators, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to say. K Diggs, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. It might be the biggest move in CBB history, because what are the other moves that celebrities have done?
Yeah, that's a great point.
They don't do a lot of big moves. I'm not the one to ask, though, because I forget as soon as the season is over, and it's been years since we've had a celebrity Big Brother. So I don't know. I'm sure Tamar did something, right? She was incredible. Mm-hmm. So it's a big move. And like David said while we were watching, like, he's giving Todrick a lot of credit for it. But again, it's so hard to be like, this was a big move.
I know.
It's
so stupid.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But he pulled it off. So yes.
Yeah.
You know, if and when Carson and Cynthia are back up on the block and going home, I am feeling not bad for them at all. Mm-mm. Like, they had their shot.
No, part of me really wants Misha to win HOH and put them both back up on the block this week.
Yeah.
Just to teach them a lesson.
Right. Because guess what? You do lie.
Yeah.
Just for this game.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you're doing. And Todrick and Misha have been doing it left, right, and center. So welcome to Big Brother.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God. What a time.
Yeah.
To be alive.
Well, what do you think about this comment about Chris Kattan leaving? So there should be room for a non-evict episode.
I had in my heart of hearts assumed they had some sort of double eviction or sped up something.
And they just did away with that.
So I assume they took that away.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm assuming they did. Because it would have been amazing if last Friday night, at the end, they were like, and Chris Kirkpatrick, you're safe because there's no eviction tonight. That'd have been great. And we would not be right here where we are right now. Yeah. So.
But we've got 6 episodes left. We have 3 more this week because it is Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Don't forget.
Oh, I forgot already.
And then it's Sunday, Monday, Wednesday next week. So that is the rest of Celebrity.
And that's it. Wednesday is the finale?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
A week from 2
Wednesday.
days from now. Yeah. Week from Wednesday.
Okay. Well, I don't know if my schedule will change, but
Yeah.
sure. Definitely here Friday night. Definitely here Monday night.
Yeah, Monday will be a beast because it would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday to recap.
Maybe I can get a weekend recap in as well,
Mm-hmm.
Since I didn't realize that was the schedule. But you're right, it is because we're leading up to the finale on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Woo! So stay tuned here. Get your notifications on because we got to cover it all this week. And obviously, we still have Amazing Race on Wednesday.
We do, yes.
We've got Big Brother Canada just announced March 2nd.
Which is the Amazing Race finale.
Okay.
And then the following week is the Survivor premiere, March 9th.
Okay.
So
Sarah and David don't get a vacation.
And no, we do not get time off.
So we're going to figure out all of those schedules because we have all that to cover, obviously, as well. So exciting.
Yes.
We'll just keep looking forward to that stuff instead of this nightmare that we're living in.
Yeah.
Currently.
Only 6 more episodes, y'all.
All right. That's the beauty of Celebrity Big Brother.
It's quick. Yeah, right.
Like you can be mad for a week and then
then it's all over.
We're moving on, right? Okie dokie, you guys in the chat. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all your comments. We love you guys.
Yes, and thank you for helping us process this difficult hour that we just experienced. And for those of you joining us later, let us know what you thought about all of this madness. Are you rooting for Lamar like we are?
Is there anyone to root for? Please tell us.
Yes.
Who we should root for.
Let us know all your
at
thoughts.
This point. Yes. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Hey, bye.
Bye.